You can draw this in Procreate. I've had so many capybara requests and now it's finally here. We are going to draw this cute capybara. I'll take you through all the steps as always. You don't need any drawing experience or experience with the app Procreate to be able to create this. What you do need is a canvas of 2500 pixels by 2500 pixels. And I have left a link in the description where you can get the color palette, which is totally free of course. And then if you're ready, let's get started. We'll start off by creating the base for the body of our capybara. And we'll do that with the round chalk brush, which is part of my treasure chest brush pack. If you don't already have it, you can go to freefromflow.com to get it. It's totally free. And for the color, we'll use this one, first color in the first row. And the opacity of the brush should be at 100%. And you can set the size to 25. And we'll start by creating an oval shape for the head. And we are just going to color it in. And the oval doesn't have to be perfect. Just something like this. And then for the body, we'll make another oval. Something like this. So it should be a little bit to the right compared to the head. Shouldn't be too big. Something like this. And we are going to color it in. And then here, the body will attach to the head with a little curve here. And here at the front as well. So we'll have the belly, have the back. Maybe we can make the body a little bit bigger. So the overall shape would be a bit like this. Make this a little bit bigger. Something like this. And then let's make the brush a little bit smaller, maybe 15%. Because over here, there will be a leg. Go out like this. And then connect the back side. And create a little like toe here. And then another leg over here. Just something like this. Maybe we can make this one a little bit bigger. You can always just tap and hold the eraser to make it switch to the round chalk brush. And then you can just go along the shape and carve it a bit and then go back to the brush and then adjust it. And we could make this one a little bit bigger. Now let's go to the move and transform tool, the little arrow. Let's make our capybara a little bit bigger actually. And what you could also do if you are not entirely happy with the shape, you can always go to the magic wand and then to liquefy. Have it set to push with distortion and momentum set to none. I have pressure to max. And you can play around with the brush size. And then you can just push and pull. Playing around with the shape. Sometimes it's easier to do that compared to drawing. It's a bit like sculpting. It's easier to visualize this way. Now let's go back to the layer menu and let's make two more legs. Let's tap the plus and drag that layer underneath. And then let's grab a different color. Let's grab this one just so we can see where the body is and where the legs are. So we'll grab the second color. And then we'll make another one over here. We'll go down here and make make another leg. And over here as well. Just creating these two simple toes. And then we'll make a layer on top of the body layer. Let's tap the plus, and for our brush, for our color, we'll grab this one. That's this fifth color in the first row. And we are going to create the muzzle here. We'll make a bit like a rounded upside down heart. So we'll make a shape like this, and then here we'll go up. It's also a bit like butt cheeks. And then we'll just color that in. Just like this. And sometimes it can be handy to just go and rotate your canvas. Sometimes it's easier to move like this, for instance. Then make a nice curve. For that butt cheek face. I want it to be a little bit more squished. So what we can do is go to the magic wand again with liquify, and then push it a little bit over here, just to shape a little bit, something like this. Then let's go back to the layers. Let's tap the plus for a new one on top, and now let's create an eye. Now we'll use this color, second color in the second row, and we are going to make a big circle here. Let's just draw a circle, hold your pen in place, and then tap one finger on the screen. And then you can tap circle here at the top, so you can move it around. Place it a little bit higher than that butt cheek. So about here, and then you can grab the brush and color this in. And then let's make another layer on top. Let's tap the plus, and then let's grab this color. That's the fifth color in the second row. And let's draw another circle. Hold your pen in place, tap one finger on the screen. And here at the top, you can tap circle again. If you need to move it around a bit, go for something like this. Then tap the brush and color this in. And then I'd like to make a darker circle on top. So we'll tap the plus for another layer. And then we'll grab this color, sixth color in the second row. And again, we'll draw a circle, hold your pen in place, tap one finger on the screen, and here at the top, tap circle. Let's make it a little bit smaller. Let's go for something like this. Then tap the brush and color it in. Then for the ears, let's go back to this layer with the legs, and let's grab that color again, second color in the first row. And let's make one little ear over here and one over here. Just something like this. Then let's go back to the eye. Let's actually merge these layers. We can pinch them together. And then let's tap the plus so we can add a little highlight. Let's grab the second color in the second row. And let's go in here. Let me check the size. Let's make the brush a little bit smaller, 6%. And then we'll make a nice star-shaped highlight. First make a cross like this. And then connect these parts with a little curve. To make a nice rounded sparkly highlight. Next, I'd like to add some color variety and shading to our capybara. Let's go to this layer first. Let's tap it and turn on alpha lock so we won't be able to go outside of our shape. And in case you have some gaps, if you have some transparency, what you could do is duplicate this layer by sliding to the left and then pinching these together. It'll make it more solid. Then for our brush, let's go to the charcoals brushes in Procreate, standard brushes, and then let's grab the carbon stick. And then for our color, let's grab this one, second color in the first row. Now the opacity of this brush, I have that set to 75%. And let's set the size to 14%. And then for instance, let's add some shading here on the belly. Very gentle. It's more like the chest over there. And over here. Very gentle shading. Maybe a bit on the back of the head. A little bit at the top. So we get this really nice texture. Now let's make the brush a little bit smaller, maybe like 5%, and add a bit of a shadow underneath his butt cheek face. Now we can also emphasize this area underneath the belly a bit. And I'd like to change the color of the legs, make those a little bit darker. Now let's grab this color. That's the 6th color in the first row. And let's go over its legs here as well, just the toes. And then go even darker with this color, 7th color in the first row. And add that here. Then for the hind, well, not the hind legs, but the ones towards the back, this, and also the ears, let's tap the layer, turn on alpha lock, and then let's first grab this color, 6th color in the first row, color those legs, and then maybe we can add a little bit of this back. 2nd color in the first row, just like this. Then let's grab that darker color, 7th color in the first row. Color those toes. And then for the ears, let's grab this darker brown, 3rd color in the first row. Let's add some shading there, a little bit over here. And I'd like the inside of this ear to be a bit pink. So let's grab this color, 3rd color in the 3rd row, and add a bit of that pink there. And then let's move to his butt cheek face. At this layer, let's tap it, turn on alpha lock, and then let's grab this color, 6th color in the first row. And then let's make the brush a little bit bigger, 12%. And add a bit of that texture to the front here. Then let's add a rosy cheek and his teeth. Let's go to this layer, then let's tap the plus, and then let's first grab this color, 2nd color in the 3rd row, and let's go back to our round chalk brush from the treasure chest brush pack, the round chalk, and let's create like an oval shape. Let's make the brush a little bit bigger, 15%, like this long oval shape for a cute, rosy cheek. And then for his teeth, we'll grab this color, 2nd color in the 2nd row. Let's go in here and create his teeth. Maybe make the brush a little bit smaller, 5%. So go for something like this. And then we'll go to the drawing brushes. Those are also Procreate standard brushes, and we are going to use the little pine brush. And I think it's a great brush to get like a colored pencil look. And we are going to make a layer on top of the other layers. Let's tap the plus to add some lines and also some texture. And for the color, let's grab this one. 8 color in the first row. Opacity of this brush is at 100%. Size at 14. And let's first make his nostrils. Let's make a little oval here and one over here. And then let's create a line over here going up a little bit and over here. Make it a little bit like thicker on the underside, really emphasizing that area. And also for the teeth, make a little line like this. While we're working on this, I just want to let you know that I have launched such a fun tutorial this week at Patreon in which we create this colorful and stylized picnic scene. I think it has the perfect summer vibe. And when you join me at Patreon, you won't just get access to this tutorial, of course. I have more than 200 over there, so that should be enough to keep you busy for a long time and to seriously improve your Procreate drawing and painting skills. So it would be great to see you there. But now let's continue. And we can also make his whiskers. We can make lines like this. And also on this side. And let's add an extra line for the eye. I will grab this color again, 6th color in the second row. And then let's go along the edge, press a little harder at the top and lightly over here. And then you can hold your pen in place for a nice quick shape, nice smooth shape. Here we can go over the top a little bit more. Make that a little bit thicker and thinner as you move down here. Next, we'll go and add hair texture to our capybara. Let's make a layer underneath this one so we won't go over our whiskers. And so let's tap this layer and tap the plus. And I will just go ahead and add some darker browns like this, a 3rd color in the first row. And we'll go in here and we'll make these lines following the shape of the head. So we'll go and make some like curved lines. And you can go outside the shape a little bit. Just moving along that shape of the head. And then here we'll go down a little bit along the back of its head. And we also have this area. Make sure not to go over the teeth. We don't want him to have hairy teeth. And on his belly or like chest. Again, just following the shape a bit. Here we can make a little line for the leg. Here as well, by the way, make a curve like this. And then just continue filling those areas with hair. I'm trying to not have the same amount everywhere. So for instance, you could go for like a lighter area here in the center, make it a little bit more subtle there. Then we have this area for his leg. Again, just try and follow like the shape of the body. Here we can make some hairs stick out on his back. And you can vary the pressure that you put on your pen. If you press harder, you'll get some thicker lines. Maybe some here. And also some lines here on his cheek. Some diagonal lines. I think that looks cute. And if you want to blend some of these hairs in a little bit, what you can do is go to the smudge tool and then set that to one of those charcoal brushes. Where are they? Over here. You could set it to the carbon stick. Let's lower the opacity a little bit to 80%. We can set the size to around 12. And then you can go over some of these areas and you'll still have some texture, but you can fade some of these hairs in a little bit. And then you can go back to your brush and then layer in more of these hairs. That way you can nicely build up a texture on your capybara. And for here, for this lower area, we can also use this even darker brown, 4th color in the first row. Add some of these darker hairs on the belly. Maybe a little bit over here. And we can also use this for the ear. Let's make some hairs stick out. Also here. Like this. Now let's give our capybara a nice background. Let's first make a new layer. Let's tap the plus, drag that to the bottom, and then let's fill it with this color, 2nd color in the 2nd row. Let's drag that in there. And then let's go to the charcoal brushes again and grab the carbon stick. And for the color, we'll grab this one. 1st color in the 2nd row. Let's make the brush a little bit bigger, 25%. And let's add some blue to our sky. And let's create a bit of a gradient. So we'll just focus on the top here. Add that blue there. Something like this. Then let's make a new layer on top. Let's tap the plus. And there, let's use this color, 3rd color in the 2nd row. And let's use that for some grass. To about here. Let's make the brush a little bit smaller now, 9%. And then create a soft horizon here. Now we can fill this little pasture with some flowers and grass. Let's go to our drawing brushes again and use the little pine. And for the color, let's grab this one, fourth color in the third row. And let's just make some lines. Let's make the brush a little bit bigger, maybe 25%, let's see. That's nice. Let's add some lines underneath his legs. Just for some simple grass texture. Then for some flowers, let's tap the plus for a new layer. And for the brush, we can go back to our round chalk brush. And for the color, we can stick with this. And let's make the brush a little bit smaller, like 3%. And let's make a very simple flower. Let's make a line going up, maybe a little bit thicker. And we can add these very simple petals, or not petals, leaves. Like this. And let's make another one over here. You can just hold your pen in place for a straight line. Maybe a small one over here. And one over here. Then let's grab this color, third color in the third row. Let's make the brush a little bit bigger, 5%. And then let's make these rounded shapes. We can go even bigger, 10%. Make these petal shapes. And for this as well. And you can play with the colors. We can also grab this blue, fourth color in the second row. Make a small blue flower over here. And maybe a light pink one, second color in the third row. For this one. And then we'll grab this color, fifth color in the third row for these center parts. So very simple flowers. Let's add a little bit more grass. Let's go back to this layer, layer 10 over here. And let's grab the little pine brush again in the drawing section. And this time we'll use this color, sixth color in the third row, and just add a little bit more that grassy texture, maybe some like little plants, some simple leaves. Just some random things here. I think something like this looks nice. Let's also add some clouds to our scene. Let's tap the plus for a new layer. And for the color, let's use this one. First color in the third row. And for a brush, let's go back to the charcoals brushes and use the carbon stick again. And let's just make very simple, fluffy clouds and make the underside a bit more flat. Also over here, so this rounded shape. Flatten the underside a bit. We can make the brush a little bit smaller, 5%. maybe a small one over here. Like this. And there's your cute capybara. I hope you had fun, and I hope to see you next time for the next tutorial. Thank you for watching.